Hello and welcome to a very interesting league game between Keaton and Plantblock. It's Keaton who chose this seed, so Keaton has the slight advantage. And status is still the same. I cannot look at the table standings because I lost my screenshot, and I don't want to go look because then I'll spoil some of the results, I think. So I'll just quickly recap the players' performances so far in the league, based on memory and what I can quickly scout in the tournament replays. So as far as I know, Keaton, and this is spoiler warning if you don't want to know the players' performances, Keaton is up 4 wins, 0 losses so far, and Plantblock is 3 wins, 1 loss. So these are 2 players who are doing very well so far that has to compete today. And Plantblock, I think his advantage is that his earlier games was actually against some players that you would maybe rank higher in the predicted table standings, at least. While Keaton played some of the players that you would maybe predict at least to end up in the lower half of the table. I think Keaton played Tim Baylor and he played Leo Kech, or what? I'm not sure how to say his name, but I'm pretty sure it was Leo Kech that he played. Yeah, it was. While Plantblock has actually played Infantia and Animorph and Puck. So Plantblock is used to some tough opponents, and I think this is the first real test for Keaton. So it's gonna be really interesting to see how this match plays out. If Plantblock can get a win from this, he's really putting himself in a very interesting position for the league, I think. And at the same time, I think Keaton really wants to win this one. It's not a game that you just at all win with ease or anything like that, but it's one of those games that you really needs to win against a good player, but a player that you hope to finish above after all in the final league. I think that's just me talking from Keaton's perspective. I have no idea if that's what he's actually thinking. That's just my projections onto him. So don't think that that's anything he said or anything like that. That is just my take on it. So Plantblock starts off with a town, 2 factories and 2 barracks, and then an airport, of course. Keaton, 2 factories, a town, an airport, and 1 barracks. So I don't know if the Plantblock start with 1 more or 1 less territory. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I think he only started with 5, so that's why he can afford this many producers. And Keaton chose to go with this, a water territory where he can put down a gas refinery. And he's looking to expand, probably up north. So he feels confident, just as I say it, to just dig in, and then he moves forward. He might just have deleted that by mistake, I think. Plantblock is going heavy commandos here. Very interesting. Because he's not going transport plane just yet, at least. And Plantblock has the option to cut off Keaton, which is of course why Keaton is looking to move across the waters exceptionally fast, so he's not getting too stuck. Let's look at the points of interest. Keaton has a city, potential city. He got plenty of gas, especially with this water gas adding to the mix. Plantblock also got a decent amount of gas, though 2 of those are in the water. This one is also in the water for Keaton. But Plantblock has easier access to this gas as well. Maybe not this, but at least this. And Plantblock can actually get a trade route going. Plantblock is trying to sneak through the forest here. And I don't know if it's to get behind enemy lines or if it's just to scout Keaton's buildings. And it's interesting to see Plantblock actually building up a small force of artillery before he sends them on to the front line. That could definitely help out, instead of sending one piece of artillery at a time. But it of course also means that these units have to fight without artillery for a little while, but they haven't engaged too much in combat, so I don't think it has been too much of a loss so far. None of the players has put down a gas or refinery just yet. Let's see if... No, Keaton has not spotted these units. So if nothing else, at least Plantblock will get to scout Keaton's base in a moment. Keaton doesn't see them. And Keaton knows that this territory is important, so instead of backcapping too much, he immediately sends units down south to get the front line as far to the right, I guess, as possible. Now Keaton spots these commandos. I'm surprised they don't see this airport just yet. Now they do. They will not be able to get it. Let's look at the eco. 475 for Plantblock and 465 for Keaton. So Plantblock slightly ahead. And he has to remember to get these units capping. And that's why, even though it can seem a bit ridiculous, I sometimes just like to paint out the commands like almost too much, because then I don't have to worry about it for a long time. Like, maybe it's not optimal the way they're capping, but then I feel better about, I can always go back when I have time to actually look at it, and then I can adjust the lines or whatever. The one thing I just don't want is units standing doing nothing. Keaton is getting up north. It's going straight for that extra gas. Plantblock can make great use of these helis, but unfortunately he doesn't have any gas. That's actually a big issue for him, but I think he has enough gas to just take out these units. Oh, he's going for Keaton's gas. That's... Unfortunately, that's not gonna work. He doesn't have enough gas. Keaton is already on top with the SAMs. And 2 helis are, as far as I know, not enough. You need 3. But of course he did have 3. This one just didn't caught on to the command. Now Keaton is going for Plantblock's energy instead. And I definitely think that Plantblock should have chose to go for a more defensive approach here. There's still a unit firing on this. I don't know if he hasn't spotted it, but that will hurt a lot if one single infantry is just allowed to go on and fire on this. It's gonna be so close, and now the commandos are dropping as well. So I think Keaton might get this. In the meantime, big fight on the mountain here. And Plantblock does get his SAMs in position. It seems gets a single heli. But I think these commandos will take down the gas. We'll see. Maybe. Yeah, because now the helis are out of ammo and it goes down. Ouch. Somehow Keaton got his unit here. I did not see that, but it seems like he just run along the shoreline. Keaton is setting up a proxy base in the north. Which is gonna help him eco-wise. And he is behind with 25 income, so nothing substantial. Plantblock gets a bit more of a secure gas here. But I think Plantblock needs to really consider the northern part of the map now. He knows that Keaton has transport jets and commandos, so he knows that Keaton can get up here. Plantblock has more units in the south, which doesn't seem like a huge deal, but if you can get the front line to be on the other side of this gas, that means you have another gas available to you. And I think this unit might die soon enough. We'll see. I think he's getting caught now, and Keaton is probably not spending too much time. He does get a commando to this refinery now. So Plantblock has to be a bit more aware of his refineries and his backland. Because he's not even like doing anything with these infantry. A haste move on this is needed ASAP. Helis, he has a heli here that he could haste move to defend this gas. So it's well played by Keaton, but also a bit, what's it called? Like, I almost want to say sloppy by Plantblock, because this is something that you can rather easily defend. Like, why doesn't he send the heli? Why doesn't he haste move these units? This has cost him 500 now, losing 2 refineries, as well as having helis on the ground at times where he maybe didn't want it. And playing against players like Keaton, you just cannot afford to just let your buildings go down like that. And I'm not saying that cannot happen to me or anybody else, especially like if you get caught out with no defense in range. But when you have the defense in range, you have the helis, you have the infantry, you just need to play a bit better regarding like getting there faster. I don't know if Keaton see this barracks. Oh, it's just a coincidence that he's moving there. Plantblock got the SAMs on the way on the south. So that's definitely an advantage for him, because Keaton has no SAMs in the south. Yeah. That was a complicated sentence for me. This is looking really good for Keaton. He's starting to build up a decent army up north. So Keaton is on 770 now, and Plantblock is on 715. And that is all due to this. I think Plantblock is just not expanding fast enough. Way too few units, and he's not using his commandos properly. Properly, I think. But he got a nice army here. He does build a backcamping barracks now, which is highly needed. And let's see if he scouts this command drop. Keaton digs in, so you need a huge army to get across these mountains. And I think the money is better spent on securing the rest of the map. You can see this is getting capped at least. So once again, if Plantblock had built this town here, it would probably have gone down. Keaton is very good with the commandos. Certainly, so I don't want to be too rough towards Plantblock. It's just that when you clearly see units attacking your buildings and you have options to defend it because you have units nearby, it's a bit unlucky. think this is starting to look better and better for Keaton, because all the resources he's gaining from this, he can start to spend here and here. But I imagine that the outcome of this game will actually be decided by a huge army showing up here that Plantblock is not prepared for. Keaton has his commandos ready for targeting this gas. Now Plantblock is trying to get this gas. I think it's the only gas that Keaton has. Here it is. But he does sacrifice quite a bit air units on that. This time Plantblock is aware of the attack on the refinery. And he's starting to send more units over here. Let's see, 800 and almost 1,000 for Keaton. And exactly as I mentioned earlier, it's gonna be important where the front line here is drawn, because if the front line would be up here, you would take away this gas from Keaton. This time Plantblock is on top of it. Good to see. And I think these units are just running into their death. They won't get that far. Now Plantblock should be aware of this. And he could probably start thinking about sending helis up here. Nice use of the helis from Keaton. And Keaton is really building up a huge front line here. Or like, not a front line, but he's building a lot of producers that can obviously produce a lot of units. So he's gonna push back Plantblock a lot down here. The SAMs are on the way as well, so these helis from Plantblock is gonna be useless soon enough. Keaton is putting down another factory in the main front line. So, if nothing else, Keaton has really, like, even if he didn't manage to kill the refineries, he is forcing Plantblock to focus on all kinds of other stuff than what he wants. Like he forces Plantblock to defend in multiple areas of his own base and constantly look for commandos. Plantblock's army is more or less gone here. He did manage to take this down. I didn't actually spot how, if it was with the use of artillery or air. But I think this game is only going one way now. Plantblock will be struggling eco-wise with 835 against almost 1100. And that's just a difference that is so big, it's gonna be tough for Plantblock to do anything about it now. Because he cannot build more producers than Keaton up here. He cannot build more producers than Keaton down here. Did get his heli up here, which is nice. But I don't think it's gonna be enough. He needs to dig in here and probably also here, but that's a huge front line. And then somehow recap this using the helis, but I suspect Keaton will put down a factory anytime soon and start producing SAMs. Keaton is going for this refinery for the second time in the game, and I think he'll get it. It does. Very nice play. The factory has been put down by Keaton. The only slight chance I see for Plantblock is him quickly destroying this factory with the helis and then push Keaton off of this part of the map. Keaton is also building eco. Plantblock has not built a single eco building, as far as I can see. And I also think he just haven't got enough out of these commandos. Because when you're not building the transport planes and you're on 2 chokes, it's hard to really use them for the sneaky attacks. You can't get behind enemy lines. So this is looking very tough for Plantblock now. And Keaton puts down yet another factory, probably also directly set to SAMs, I could imagine. And Keaton got SAMs on the way as well here, which will probably take down this heli. Yeah, they will. And he's pushing through in the south. So yeah, I think that's game over for Plantblock, and he will probably resign in a minute or two. Yeah, very well played by Keaton. He knew the importance of getting up here right away. And that's basically what did the difference. Of course also the nice snipes he had. Plantblock tried to snipe this multiple times with failure. Keaton managed to snipe Plantblock's building multiple times with success. And that's also gonna make a difference, of course. But the big difference was definitely this play up north. And putting down, having the confidence to put down enough buildings up here rather than using them for defense down here. I also think Plantblock made the mistake of pushing directly into the defensive line. All those units could have been placed as just defense and then sending more of them up here to cap. And all those commandos could have been sent up north, just like Keaton. And Plantblock did have the option to get a trade, so if he had just managed to hold off Keaton for a longer time. Keaton is building this city now. He must be way ahead. 900 for Plantblock. Almost 1400 for Keaton. And Keaton got that substantial amount of SAMs now. Plantblock doesn't have gas anyways. I think we can speed this up. Keep putting down a lot of buildings, producers. Keaton even got his city now, so we're almost at 1500. Plantblock still at 900. He does have a decent army here, but it's not gonna push through. It's not getting any further than this, I think. Now Keaton will take out these buildings soon enough. Pushing through here as well. He's even putting down air. Another barracks, and there you go. Well played by both. Very interesting game. And as mentioned, this was Keaton that chose the seed. So Plantblock still has a game where he can choose the seed against Keaton, and I'm sure he can. He might be able to do some He might be able to get his revenge in that seed, because Plantblock is very good, but he did mess up some basic stuff in this one, and if you do that against Keaton, you're certain to lose. You really have to play very well against Keaton if you want to win. So yeah, well played by both, and hope to see many more interesting games in the league from both players, and good luck moving onward. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Bye.